Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, I will be talking about one of my all-time favorite languages, Arabic. It's also the hardest language I've ever learned. The depth of this language is unparalleled to any other language I know. In this video, I will try my best to give you a short brief about the language's origin, history, and development, and answer some of the most common questions that people interested in Arabic might want to know, such as what's modern standard Arabic? What are different types of Arabic dialects? Should I study Fusha? Which dialect should I choose? So, let's get into the video. Yalla! The origin of Arabic language is heavily debated, and until this day there is no clear evidence about the early creation and development of the language. Due to the geography of the region, ancient Bedouin tribes had to constantly travel, and it was hard to find the remains of ancient script that give clues about the origin of Arabic language. Not to mention that it was an oral language for the most part, and the use of a script became very apparent with the emergence of Islam. Historically, we can divide the evolution of Arabic into Proto Arabic or Ancient Arabic around 4th century BC, Old Arabic or Pre-Islamic Arabic around 7th century BC, Quranic Arabic, Classic Arabic, Modern Standard Arabic. Attention! This division is not definite and highly debated between historians. For example, the Quranic Arabic can be considered part of the Classic Arabic since we are talking about a stage of evolution, whereas Quranic Arabic evolves as a classic form in its own. Firstly, Proto-Arabic, which refers to the earliest form of Arabic language. Please keep in mind that Proto-Arabic is a hypothetical language reconstructed by linguists and historians based on the ancient script found in the area, and the similarities between modern Arabic and other ancient Semitic languages. It was a mixture of a dialect spoken by nomad tribes in the Arabian Peninsula region that dates back from around the 4th century BC. It evolved over time to become the Classic Arabic, which is the language of the Quran and the standard form of Arabic. It was hard to find remains that give clues about the origin of Arabic language. However, we know that the Arabic language is a Semitic language that comes from the Afro-Asiatic family tree, specifically Central Semitic, along with the Aramaic, Hebrew, and other languages. The earliest script have ever found that contains Arabic was the Nabatean script, al-Nabati, found in the area inhabited by the Nabateans, which would be today Jordan, Syria, and Saudi Arabia, aka the Arabian Peninsula, which dates back from the 2nd century BC to the 4th century BC. There was also the Sephardic script, al-Safa'iyya, used by Sephardic people who also inhabited the Arabian Peninsula in southern Syria and northern Jordan in the area called al-Hira. The script features a mixture of Aramaic, Arabic, and other languages. It was used to write personal names, tribal affiliates, and other types of information. The Himyaritic Kingdom, al-Himyariya, located in modern-day Yemen, it had a language script that was not exactly Arabic, but the letters used to resemble the Arabic alphabet a little bit. The earliest forms of Arabic language that was spoken around the peninsula before the emergence of Islam around the 7th century CE. Some might also call it Jahiliya Arabic, al-Arabiyya al-Jahiliya. It was known for a high degree of linguistic diversity. By the presence of a tribal system in the peninsula, each tribe had its own Arabic dialect, which made for diversity. At this stage, Arabic had not yet been standardized or theorized. It was a very sophisticated and elegant Arabic. It was famous with poetry. At that time, the Arabic language was mostly only spoken. It transmitted orally between the Bedouin tribe through travel, storytelling, and poetry. At that time, Arabic language didn't have a standardized script of its own. However, a rudimentary form of writing existed. As God chose the Arabic language to reveal the Quran, the language started developing with the emergence of Islam. The Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad over the course of 23 years. At that time, Arabic language was primarily spoken with many different dialects, and it had a written script and didn't use diacritics and a simple grammar. However, the Quran played an important role in the development of Arabic language. Quran was revealed in the language of the time itself. Some theorists say it was the language spoken by the tribe of Quraysh. Other theories say the Quran was revealed in a language including the most beautiful words of each tribe of Arabian Peninsula to be understandable and elegant. However, the Quran is not an independent form of Arabic, but stands out for its rhythmic and poetic style, which makes it special. But in any case, it was the spoken language of the time, which is why it was included in Classic Arabic. Some of the major effects it had were the standardization of the language, the perseverance of the language, the expansion of vocabulary, the development of grammar and writing system, the influence on poetry and literature, the influence on different dialects. As the Quran spread in many regions, people had different dialects, but the core of the language remained solid. Arabs are known for having strong memory. They were able to memorize oceans of poetic verses, and thus the Quran was memorized and transmitted orally at the beginning. But as Islam began to spread and people started drawing from different regions and having different dialects, this produced a problem that different readings could affect the meaning and pronunciation of the Quran. Thus, diacritics was introduced by Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali, who is also called the father of Arabic grammar. He contributed to the development of the Arabic language by also introducing the concept of vowelization, i'rab, in Arabic grammar. He also developed the concept of annexation, idafa, in Arabic syntax, helped develop Arabic orthography. He had an influence on other Arabic grammarians and scholars. We can also say post-Quranic Classic Arabic. The Golden Age of Arabic generally refers to the Abbasid period, which is part of a Classical Arabic, 8th century CE to the 4th century CE. During the Golden Age, Muslims controlled many territories over 3 continents. It stretched from the Arabian Peninsula, Levant, to North African Iberian Peninsula, Central Asia, Mesopotamia, and Persia, Transoxiana, and Sind. Baghdad, Damascus, Cairo, and Cordoba were the centers of intellectual and cultural activities. The Quran helped maintain and preserve Arabic language through these vast regions. Also, some of the effects of the Islamic Golden Age on Arabic language include standardization. As more people were coming into Islam from different regions and need to accurately transmit the meaning with it, was Quran or Hadith was important that led to the flourishing of grammar. So the Classical Arabic was refined even furthermore. Literature and scientific advancement, poetry, science, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, literature, optics, and medicine flourished. Translation also, there was the Greco-Arabic translation movement that started from Baghdad in the 8th century until the 11th century, where Arab scholars would translate a huge amount of Greek text into Arabic. Not only Greek text was translated, but also Persian and Indian words. To support this movement, each translator was compensated with gold for the weight of each book. I think I will have done great in this era. Linguistic influence. With the spread of Islam, the Arabic language simultaneously spread and other nations started taking loan words from the Arabic languages like Spanish, Persian, and Turkish, with around 6,000 Arabic words in Turkish languages such as hükümet, hukuma, ilim, ilm, kitab, kitab, and around 4,000 Spanish such as aceite, azeit, alcohol, alcohol, guitarra, guitarra. And not only Arabic languages affect vocabulary in Persian language, the Arabic writing system was also adapted by the Persians. MSA was developed in the 19th and 20th century. It's a variant based on Classical Arabic and was used in writing formal publications, communication across the Arab world. If you are planning to learn Arabic, most of the resources you will find will be MSA, and it's a formal format to learn Arabic at schools. Every Arab can actually speak MSA Fusha, despite the differences in regional dialects. It's the official or co-official language of around 25 countries. MSA still follows the same grammatical structure as Classical Arabic, and the pronunciation is also almost the same. It may differ a little bit depending on the region, but it's still heavily influenced by Classical Arabic. Colloquial Arabic, or regional dialect affected by geographical location, is the everyday spoken Arabic across different regions. The primary colloquial dialects are Egyptian dialect, Levant area, and the Arabian Peninsula. Even though the Colloquial Arabic is influenced by Classic Arabic, but they are still different. Remember, Colloquial Arabic isn't used in formal setting, but is still very essential and complementary if you want to work and live in an Arabic region. If you are learning Arabic for formal settings, it's essential to study MSA, often referred to as Fusha. This will help you gain a clear understanding of the language's structure and grammar. Don't worry, once you have grasped Fusha, it's typically taking a short amount of time to learn the dialect. I personally studied with Fusha and then moved on to the Egyptian and Syrian dialect. I continued to learn Fusha and this dialect simultaneously and have found that my knowledge in Fusha greatly aids my dialect learning. However, Fusha's grammar and vocabulary are considerably more complex than those of the dialect. Thus, if your goal in learning Arabic is primarily to communicate with friends or for everyday use in an Arab country, you might opt to learn the dialect directly. But if feasible and if you have more energy, I would highly recommend starting with Fusha to establish a good structure and then progressing in the dialect. You can study both if you plan to live in the Arabic-speaking regions and wish to communicate with locals. During my time in Egypt, I was taking both the Fusha and dialect lessons at the same time. And regarding which dialect you should learn, it's completely up to you and your own preference and where you decide to live or work or study. The Egyptian and Levantine dialects are widely understood by most Arabs due largely to the spread of songs, movies, and series in this dialect. Additionally, there are significant numbers of books and resources available in this dialect. Therefore, choosing either of these dialects could be a beneficial option. However, as you move more toward to West and dialect becomes more distinct and different. For example, Algerian, Tunisian, Libyan, and especially Moroccan dialect Darija are highly influenced by French and Amazigh, which created unique dialect. For example, the average Arabic speaker would struggle to understand the Moroccan dialect. During the French colonial era, people were indoctrinated to learn French. There were even more attempts to completely replace Arabic with French by suppressing and systematic replacement. At that time, the Arabic language started getting low words from French, but the French also started adapting some Arabic words into their language. Here is a list of words that stem from French in Moroccan Darija. The Amazigh language also had an influence on Arabic language in the western northern part of Africa. By adding new vocabulary, it also had effect on the grammatical structure of the sentence, the pronunciation and the phonetic culture influence and diversity, and it has also led to bilingualism and multilingualism. In conclusion, language is a living, breathing thing that grows and evolves with time. I can't imagine how the language we speak today will sound like in the 1000 years. We are very lucky to have the ability to have instant access to different languages, cultures. We are lucky that we can leap through time and see the history of this world. It's fascinating, right? And the most important part, we have the ability to shape the world we live in. So stay curious and see you guys in the next video. Bye!